Hello guys, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new to my channel, hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Sama. So in this video I want to talk about these two Nollywood actors that in recent time, let's say since last week and this week, their stories have been out there in the news. One is Mr. Ibu and the other one is let me see his name, Muonagor. Okay, Muonagor. Amechi said he had stroke. And Mr. Ibu just got his leg amputated, one of his legs amputated. And like I always say, whenever there's stories out there, we ask ourselves, what can we take from them, from the stories? But I want people watching this, there is a message for everybody in it. You know, both of them, from what I see, or from what I understand, they are both high blood pressure related stories. If I'm not mistaken, there was a time Mr. Ibu was in the news as well, and they said he was unwell, and they said it was high blood pressure then. And people don't realize, okay, high blood pressure, everybody is at risk. You watching me, all of us, we're at risk of having high blood pressure. The older you get, the higher the risk. Then if you have family history, that even increases your chances or your risks of having it. Some kind of diet. Because I watch a lot of, let me say this, because you see a lot of people that you see that like this weight gain where it gets to the belly is typically a sign to watch out for and be careful about. There are a few areas I want to address. The financial aspect of it, and the, this aspect of the health aspect of the story. Because I want to talk about, it's not the first time we've seen a celebrity actor that used to be, well, we thought was rich, has been popular at a point and was top there, and then one day come out to beg for help. But let's go back to the health aspect of it. Now, you and I, every one of us, we have to be careful what we eat. You can eat everything, but how much of the unhealthy things do you eat? How active are we? You understand? How active are we? Do we ever go for walks? Do we ever go to exercise? Okay, let's say not everybody can go to the gym, but everybody can actually walk. Walk to the shops. Walk to wherever that is not too far from you. Make it a part of your routine. Or even ride a bicycle. There are a lot of ways to make sure that you don't become hypertensive. Right? Stress and other things are there. But let's talk about sometimes you can say you cannot control your stress because you have to hustle to make money, whatever. But there are some things we can put into our daily lives. How active are you? Your workplace, can you actually work to work and come back? Or would you, I'm not speaking about them, I'm speaking about you and I. Or would you be like, I'm a rich person, how can I be working? And then in the name of what's it called now? You're rich, you have 2 cars, 10 cars, whatever. You're not active. You understand? So when this happens, this is what will bring people to the point where they can have a stroke. Talking about Mr. Ibu, if I'm not mistaken, they already said before that he has high blood pressure. And from high blood pressure, other problems can come. Diabetes can come. That's what happens. When your blood pressure is already in trouble, diabetes can. The next thing that can happen is diabetes. There are a lot of other things that can happen as a result of the fact that somebody already has high blood pressure. So diabetes can bring about amputation. A lot of people, diabetes can result to somebody needing, having problems with the legs. And then the next thing, amputation. So address it from the aspect of weight gain. So I want to speak on that aspect. Don't look at them and be like, hey, oh, Mr. Ibu, Mr. Amechi, It can't be you. How often do you check your blood pressure? There are people that are watching this thing right now. They have high blood pressure, they don't know. Let me tell you something that I was telling somebody one day, a friend. I said, look, the day a doctor found out that you have high blood pressure or you have diabetes or one thing or the other, that's not the day you had it. That was the day it was found out. Some people have never checked their blood pressures before. Have you checked your blood pressure? And how often do you keep checking it? Keeping an eye on it to be sure. How many of you check your weight? Okay, let me say this. There are some people that are already predisposed. That as in, maybe high blood pressure runs in the family, right? diabetes runs in the family. A lot of, stuff like that can run in people's families. But you can even reduce your chances. Or even though it happens, you can be at a point where it's manageable. You understand? Another thing, there are a lot of, I don't want it to be a long video as always, but there are things I tell people. Like, for example, when you're having your bowl of cereal, do you know you don't need sugar? A lot of cereals already have sugar in them. A lot of things that people take, alcohol, a lot of alcohol has sugar in it. So, talk about people that drink. Alcohol is not a part of a balanced diet. Do you actually need alcohol in your life? My advice is this: after you watch this video, go and get your blood pressure checked. And if it is good, maintain it by making sure you cut down a lot of things in your diet. Making sure you're monitoring your diet and sugar intake and a lot of things to prevent yourself from catching it. Make I use the word catching it. Right? Okay. At the same time, if you find that you have it, it's not the end of the world. You can do things to make sure it doesn't get worse. Because you can have high blood pressure, but you don't have diabetes. You can keep that blood pressure low, as in maintain it to the point that you don't develop more problems on top of your blood pressure. Do you know that blood pressure can be managed to the point that your doctor may be like, you actually don't need the blood pressure tablet anymore. You can do it by changing some things in your life. Okay, that I don't want to go too much into that. Another area I want to speak about is, when I see these stories, I'm like, wow, this person has been acting for how many years? A lot of celebrities, there are times when they were in the money. There are a lot of them that would have been in money at some point, right? But I want to speak about you and I, like I said, is more than Mr. Ibu, Mr. whatever. Ask yourself, if you, in your own situation, sit down and use it to reflect on your own life. And when money is coming, are you putting aside for the rainy days? What I'm saying putting aside is like, do you put aside, invest in one thing or the other? In whatever way you can, look for a financial advisor to advise you to start investing for old age. Worst part, especially in Nigeria, there's nothing like there's nothing like a welfare system. A lot of Western society, they have welfare system. Whether you work or you don't work, or there is small amount the government can give you every week to sustain you. It may never provide for all your needs, but you make sure that at least food enter your belly. But in Nigeria, something like that does not exist. There's somebody that may be watching this and say, Summer, hey, Nigeria is tough. Oh, yeah, I have not even seen to eat, not to talk of to even save or invest or whatever. Yes, I know there are some people that their cases are so extreme, but there are a lot of people that are actually in a position to set something aside. But there's that part of somebody's mind that be like, oh yeah, that thing that they have it, they will always have it. Nobody knows. If you're not a Dangote or some very rich, extremely rich people, whatever you are getting, start to plan and say, how do I multiply it? What do I do? Can I invest in this or can I invest in that? Plan all of these things, because anytime I see all these celebrities come to beg in the public, I'm like, you see, the thing again is, if you beg once, people will rally around and help. If you come out and beg again, people can... But by the time you beg third time, people may be like, only you one. You know what I mean? But if you can set yourself up in whatever way possible, so that when that time comes, you will be able to look after yourself. It's very important. I just saw that story. There's so much I could say, but as always, you guys know that I don't like my videos being too long, but I want people to focus on these two aspects. Mr. Ibu, Mr. Amechi, they are there, don't just make them a story in the news. Think of, what can I take to apply in my own life? High blood pressure is on the rise, and a lot of people have not started making that, that proactive move. You understand? To prevent themselves from being the next person to be diagnosed with it. I saw that, I wanted to share it. Hopefully you get something out of this. As always, whatever your opinions are, please leave them in the comments section below. And with that, I'm going to say thank you for watching. Until the next time, guys. Bye-bye. Bye.